SUSEGAD DANPAAR आयकोप्यांक म्हजो माय मोगाचो नमस्कार. हांव फ्रँकी फर्नांडीस मेलबर्न ऑस्ट्रेलियासून तुमकां ह्यो गोंयच्यो खबरो कोंकणींतल्यान पावयतां. आज डिसेंबराची 3 तारीख. सुरवातेक तुमकां सगल्यांक बागयोन सान फ्रांसीस शावेर हाचे फेस्ताची उनुनीत परबीं. सुरवातेक आमचो हो एक खास रिपोर्ट. गोंयकार बायलां भायल्या देशांत क्रूज बोटीचेर भोंवपाचो आनी तांचो एक खास आवड. मनशाची आशा केन्ना काय जिवितांत एक वो दोन क्रूज बोटीचेर भोंवडी करतले म्हूण. पूण आज वळख करून दिता आमचे खास गोंयकार ओर्ली आनी कार्मोना गांवची, पूण गेल्ल्या 40 आनी 5 वर्सां एडलेड ऑस्ट्रेलिया हांगा रावतात. विनी आनी ट्रुबोसिओ फोर्तेस सुमार 1975 वर्सासून दुसऱ्या क्रूज लायनराचेर हाचेर भोंवन आपलो जिवीत सारतात आनी आज पर्यंत 30 मायज क्रूज केल्यात आनी 105 देश पळोवन मजा मारल्या.
Start Colin from 1975 and up to date today 31 cruises. आणि 2 book कोलाय next year. सगळे म्हणजे बेस्ट क्रूज लायनर आमची प्रिन्सेस क्रूजाची. सेलिब्रिटी कोलाय हॉलिडे अमेरिकन
NSC.
आनी आतां तुमी आतां इतले संवसारभर इतल्यो गांवांनी भोंवले, सगळ्यान उंच बरो जाग लागलो तुमकां?
म्हाका इजिप्त. आनी तुका?
Egypt, Libya,
Jerusalem
and all those places.
Yeah. Ekdom frightened Jerusalem, huh? We thought we were coming towards us with guns. Yeah, that was really frightening. Around Hawaii,
Going
Solomon Island, what else?
to
Tonga, Fiji again. 35 days, very long break, nice rest, and good food.
And see the people living in their tribes, costumes, and they come to the show to greet us with all their dance and local food cooking and all sort of stuff like that. Yeah.
हालींच कुनार्ड लायन हाची क्रूज बोट क्वीन एलिझाबेथ ऑस्ट्रेलियाच्या पर्थ शारांतसून मेलबर्न शारांत पावली. तातूंत विनी आनी ट्रुबोसिओ आमकां मेलबर्न हांगा भेट दिली. ट्रुबोसिओ सांगता ते प्रमाणे क्रूज बोटीचेर अदीक मजा मारपाची म्हणल्यार जेन्ना दुसरे गोंयकार जे बोटीचेर काम करतात ते मेवतात तेन्ना.
It is relaxation. Everything is done for you, and we meet a lot of Goans to catch up and speak to them Konkani.
And educational too. And they're surprised, तू ऑस्ट्रेलिया है अजून कोंकणी उलयताय.
पूण हे बायलांक 40 वर्सां गोंयचे भायर रावन आज पर्यंत गोंयचो चोड मोग.
Go back again and see Goa. Goa is where the heart is.
विनी आनी ट्रुबोसिओ देवान तुमचेर बेसांव घालूं आनी अशेंच मोगान जिवीत सारूंक लांब जिवीत आनी चोड देश पळयतले म्हूण आमी देवा लागीं आमची मागणी.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Fireball.
सुरवातेक खबर. समज गोंयांत वचोन वेळेर वो भायले सुवातेर नाच आनी मजा मारतलो जाल्यार हें फकत सांजचे 10 मेरेन करूंक जातलें. गोवा बेंच ऑफ द बॉम्बे हाय कोर्ट हाणें हाचो आदेश ह्या सुमनांत दिलो. कोर्टान सांगलां की समज 10 उपरांत भायल्यान मूज वाजयतले जाल्यार हें कायद्या भितर बसना म्हणचें इल्लिगल. हे हायकोर्टाच्या आदेशाचेर गोंया कसो असर पडटलो चड करून काजारां जीं जाता तांचेर आमी विचारलें आल्दोनचो काँग्रेस पक्षाचो आमदार एडवोकेट कार्लोस आल्वारेस फरेरा हाचे लागीं.
First, we must know that the noise pollution rules were enacted by the central government way back in the year 2000. Under these rules, no music by means of a loudspeaker or amplifier can be used at night time, and night time has been defined to mean 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. There is an exception, of course, to this rule. The state government by notification can notify 15 days whether 10 p.m. deadline can be relaxed. Several orders were passed by the High Court from time to time, one of which even appointed a noise monitoring committee, which did not help. Parties were being held, some even starting at 10 p.m. and going on till the early hours of the morning. The residents around these party venues could not sleep due to the sounds coming from the venues in the vicinity, and the children could not study. There were complaints, people having to move out from there, even selling their houses because they found this unbearable. The High Court felt that prima facie that the authorities were not taking serious actions, thereby resulting in breach of the rules. The High Court was shown instances of the parties before the date of the hearing and also those which were to take place. About 15 instances were shown of forthcoming parties. The court directed the officials from the Goa State Pollution Control Board, concerned deputy collectors and the SDPOs, the police officials, to firstly verify whether any permissions at all were granted to those 15 organizers to hold such shows or events outdoors, and if so, to ensure that under no circumstances they continue with such events or shows beyond 10 p.m. If no permissions are granted, then such shows / events must be stopped. The court clarified that the events or functions, if permitted, can continue, but under no circumstances any sound amplifying systems should be used or employed after 10 p.m. outdoors. The High Court also directed that apart from the above 15 instances, the authorities must take cognizance of similar advertisements and similar shows or events in the entire state of Goa. The court gave liberty to the petitioners to forward such information of other shows or events in writing, preferably by emails, to the superintendents of police, North and South Goa respectively, and directed that similarly copies of such communications should be addressed to the Goa State Pollution Control Board officials by email, and that the authorities should take cognizance of such information and take strict measure to ensure that the noise pollution rules are not breached by any parties or entities. Previously, the weddings which were held in Goa were mostly in the afternoon sessions, and the receptions were held in school halls with a soup which we call kaldu, a stew, a pulao, a chicken shakuti, salad, all put in one plate, and then ended with a quarter plate loaded with a small piece of cake, custard, and sometimes ice cream. The clubs were often difficult to book, and bookings had to be done much in advance, and those weddings in the clubs could have been an evening affair. Then started the weddings at the venues with buffets, and here the weddings started getting dragged on until midnight and sometimes even beyond midnight, with dinner being served at 10 p.m. or sometimes 10:30 p.m. Since the last few years, you will all know that the bands at the wedding receptions at open air halls or venues have been asked to stop playing at 10 p.m. Often the beat police turn up and ask the musicians or the organizer of the wedding to stop the music, some haggling and sometimes the music continuing till 10:30 p.m. or 11 p.m. Nothing more. It is not something new which has come in. This rule was already existing and being enforced. If you could manage the police with a request to allow the music to be played beyond the stipulated time, your wedding music could go on. But remember, this order doesn't direct anyone to stop a wedding party or a function after 10 o'clock. You can continue with your party or function without employing any sound system or electronic music instruments or amplifiers.
वर्ष 1942 म्हयनो नोव्हेंबराचो तारीख 20. ह्या दिसाक SS Tilawa ही आगबोट बॉम्बेच्या डॉकांतसून साऊथ आफ्रिका हांगा वचोंक भायर सरलेली. सेशल्स पावतनाच जपानाच्या सेनान तांचेर अटक केलो. तातूंत 250 मायल्स बोटीचेर आसलेले मरोंक पावले. जेन्ना हे आगबोटीचेर अपघात जालो, सुमार 750 पॅसेंजर आसलेले, तातूंत 250 क्रू आनी 600 टन कार्गो आसलेलो. आनी जे कोण साल्वार जाल्यात ते आज पर्यंत ह्या घटनेचो उगडास करतात. ह्या नोव्हेंबराच्या 20 तारखेक हे घटनेचो 80th एनिवर्सरी मुंबय हांगा मनयलो. तातूंत 93 वर्सांचो गोंयकार पूण सद्याक रावता लंडन हांगा मर्विन मासेल ह्या घटनेचो उगडास करतना आमकां सांगता.
Hello everyone, my name is Mervyn Maciel. This is a story of the tragedy that befell my father and family when they were returning to Kenya after their long leave in Goa. It was 3 days after they had left Bombay that the ship was torpedoed by a Japanese submarine. My dad at the time, it was late at night, was trying to lull the 3-month-old babe to sleep when the first torpedo was fired. He quickly rushed down to wake up my stepmother and 2 younger siblings, and when he got up, all he found was that all the lifeboats had been taken over, and obviously couldn't ask people to leave. Everyone wanted to save their own lives, sort of thing. And the cabin boy who was by my dad's side said to him, "Why don't you jump in the sea?" And my dad said, "How can I jump with this young family, like, you know?" And there must have been panic, absolute panic. I don't know how they coped. Dark night in the middle of the ocean and all that sort of thing. But an hour after that, a second torpedo was fired. And at that stage, the ship went down immediately with a lots of life. Loads of people were saved as well because 2 British destroyers, after they got the message, they came to rescue some of the passengers. Some were saved, some were taken to hospitals in Bombay, others perished, of course, like my family. Very, very sad where they perished, and I'm only hoping that they died instantly rather than suffered further trauma. And you know, this is a story. This is a sort of incident that haunts me to this day. Like, because my 2 brothers and I, who were in India at the time, were made orphans overnight. We were very young. I was, I think, 12 or 13. My younger brother was 10, and my elder brother was 2 years older, 15. So we were still at school in India, but it was quite a shock. And thanks to my maternal grandfather who came to the rescue and paid for our schooling till we had finished our high school education. Were it not for him, I wouldn't be here today. And that's all I need to say now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mervyn Maciel, for recollecting this very tragic incident. Thank you very much. बागयोन सान फ्रांसीस शावेर हाची नोविना जाली आनी आज फेस्त. बागयोन सान फ्रांसीस शावेर हाचे लागीं आमचें एकूच मागणें, गोंयांत आनी गोंयकारांक राखून दवरचें म्हूण. नोवेनाच्या दिसांनी गोवा सीख यूथ हाणें ओल्ड गोवा हांगा पावलेल्या हजारांनी भावार्थ्यांक फुकट जेवण वांटलें. आना ग्रेशियस आमकां सांगता.
हांव आयना ग्रेशियस आनी म्हाका आयज खूब खोस भोगता की ह्या जाग्यार आमकां लोकांक, आमच्या आख्ख्या गोंयच्या लोकांक फ्री जेवण दिवन, फ्री नास्तो दिवन आनी फ्री उदक दिवन, च्या दिवन हे दाखयता की एकचार आहा म्हूण ह्या सीख कम्युनिटीचे मदें. हे सीख कम्युनिटी इतले वावुरता दीस आनी रात, पूण केन्नाच वेगळोजार करिना. हे आमकां एक विसांव कशें आमचे गोंयचे भाव भयणांक. आनी खेरीत भशेन एक उलो मारता सगळे गोंयकारांक, हे भशेन जर आमी एकचारान रावशात जाल्यार आमचो एकवट कोणाच्यानूच सोडूंक जावना. तेच परी हांव PI जो ओल्ड गोवा पुलीस स्टेशनाचो तेका हांव खूब दिनवासता, कारण एकाच उतरान तेणें आमकां हो जागो दिलो आनी कसलेच फॉर्मेलिटी नासतना, कांय नासतना आपल्याचे जिम्मेदारीन दिवन तेणें आमकां हो जागो दिलेलो आसा. आनी सगळे लोकांक जे हिंगा आयला आनी गेल्या तांच्या पासत हांव खूब धन्यवाद म्हणटा तांकां. आनी तांकां सान फ्रांसिस्काच्या नांवान हे सीख कम्युनिटीक आनी सगळे म्हज्या गोंयच्या भाव भयणांक हांव सांकासकाचे आशीर्वाद मागता.
कोंकणी तियात्रमाचे वयली खबर. कोंकणी तियात्रमाचे वयलो एक खोडेगांत खांबो. आदल्या काळा वयलो केपें गांवचो जॉन क्लारो फर्नांडीस हाका केंद्र सरकारान संगीत नाटक अकॅडमी हो पुरस्कार फावो केला. बरयणार, डिरेक्टर आनी एक्टर जॉन क्लारो फर्नांडीस जावन आसा एकलोच गोंयकार जाका हो पुरस्कार फावो केला आनी आमकां सांगता.
It is a great honor for me to receive this prestigious Sangeet Natya Academy Award. I thank the Academy for acknowledging my contribution. I dedicate this award to my well-wishers and all the Goans around the world. We see a lot of change in set design, performance and music. Modern technology now plays a big role in the critical times. In today's digital world, social media help in forcing theatre to further develop unique theatrical styles, setting, background music, which has started to emerge over the previous years. Still, there is a room for improvement.
जॉन क्लारो फर्नांडीस हाचो फामाद तियात्र म्हणटा तो पुर्तुगेज कॉलवंत आनी ह्या तियात्रान भाग घेतलेले ते बाय आपलोन हाणें. बाय आपलोन ह्या तियात्राचो उगडास करता.
Parabéns, John Claro. आयज तुका हो बऱ्यांतलो बरो प्रेस्टिजियस अवॉर्ड संगीत नाटक अकादमीक अवॉर्ड फावो जाला कारणान. बरेंच हो अवॉर्ड तुका फावो कित्याक तुवें जायते प्ले रायट बरयले आनी तुज्या रायटिंगा वरवीं बरोवपान वरवीं तुवें जायते समाजांत सुदारप हाडली, जायत्यांची मनां उजवाडायली. तूं एक बऱ्यांतलो बरो रायटर, डिरेक्टर आनी एक व्हेरी गूड ह्युमन बींग, वेल क्वॉलिफायड, पासेसाचो मनीस. म्हज्या बापायन तुज्या जायते तियात्रान आपलें योगदान दिलें. सर्गेस्त रोमटणी तशेंच म्हजी भयण फेल्सिनूय तुज्या भरपूर तियात्रान नाचली. पूण म्हजें नशीब, हांव नशिबवंत की तुज्या बऱ्यांतलो बरो तियात्र पुर्तुगेज कलावंत हाची जायती कॉन्ट्रोवर्सी जालेली. पुर्तुगेज कलावंतांत म्हजी एक बरी कला दाखोवपाक आनी लोकांक तुवें उजवाडायले मोना कला म्हणजे कितें पळय ती त्या तियात्रान दाखोवप केली. आनी त्या तियात्रान म्हजी कला बरीच लोकांनी तशेंच तुवें आनी बाकीच्या कलाकारांनी म्हाका वाखाणणी मेळ्ळी. आनी तेन्नासून म्हजी आनिकूय एक बरी सुरवात आनी एक्टिंगांत आनिकूय बरें सुदारप मेळ्ळें. तर तुका हांव काळजांतान देव बरें करूं म्हणटा आनी देवान तुजेर साबार बेसांव घालूं, बरी भलायकेन दवरूं तुका आनी तुजे फॅमिलीक.
खेळा मैदानार वयली खबर. गोंयकार आनी फुटबॉल हाचे मदें चड फरक ना. आनी जेन्ना कटार हांगा वर्ल्ड कप फुटबॉल टुर्नामेंट चालू आसा, गोंयकार फाटीं रावनात. जायते गोंयकार सद्याक कटार हांगा पावल्यात. आमचो इश्ट बरयणार एमस्ट्रॉंग वाज जायते जाणां गोंयकारांक मेवलात आनी हो रिपोर्ट आमकां धाडला.
There is a close resemblance to the great Diego Armando Maradona.
All the way from Dubai.
What's your name?
Edwin.
Edwin
Almeida.
Which part of Goa?
Apsa.
How has been the experience when people come to you and say that you resemble little bit like the great Maradona?
It's amazing.
And from since when it has been happening like this?
This is my first World Cup. And I met a lot of people in Qatar. And everyone whom I met have said the same thing. I resemble a lot like Maradona.
And so it's like many Argentinians also approached you and started speaking you in Spanish?
Yeah, at the ground. Sitting next to me.
And so now you'll go back home to Goa and Dubai and be following, or you will be coming back using the shuttle flights?
No, I'm not sure yet. If I have the tickets, I will come back. Definitely.
And if Argentina qualify for the final and someone gives you the ticket, definitely
100%. I'll be back in Qatar. Thank you.
Today I have with me some of the Argentinian fans. They were there for the Argentina-Mexico match and they were very delighted that Argentina came back to the winning ways and kept their hopes alive at the World Cup. And they are all having links to Goa. They are coming from, one is coming from Sweden, some of them are from Dubai, and some of them have come together from Goa. So John Lissa's place was the common meeting place for them. And so how has been the experience witnessing Argentina win their first match and the World Cup here in Qatar?
It was an excellent experience for us. First time we are witnessing a World Cup match. So it was a scintillating experience for us when we walked inside the stadium, and it was a once in a lifetime experience for us. But I also want to make a special mention of the great hospitality that John Lissa and his wife Jessie has extended to us. We felt like a home away from home. We were served lovely Goan food as for dinner, and then we had amazing breakfast in the morning. He came to pick us up at the metro. It was like a great family reunion for all of us. I have known John personally and his family for many years now, and all my friends. This is Nandan from Dubai, this is Sharif from Goa, this is Anil from Sweden, this is Praveen from Dubai, this is Edwin from Dubai, this is Envy from Dubai, and this is Ashwin from Dubai. So we all came together as friends. We had decided about 8 months back that we are going to travel for the World Cup, at least have the privilege of watching one match together, all of us. So it was a great dream come true for all of us.
And it was also a dream to see Messi score a goal.
Amazing, amazing. Messi.
Ate Konkani.
Oi. Konkani kit mudam?
Oi.
Kit mudia.
Pause ha no.
Oi.
तुमचे वर्ल्ड कपाचे कशें दिसलें तुमकां हिंगा कतार येवन हे वर्ल्ड कप चोवपाक?
आमी एकदम खुशाल सारकें आमकां असलें दिसलें की फर्स्ट टायम आमकां लायफान असलें एक्सपिरियन्स, आनी आमकां जॉन बाबान आपणाच्या घरान दवरून आमकां इतली बरी आमची सर्वीस आमकां दिली. आमी चड आनी चड उपकारी तेका. आमी सगळे आमी थोडे दुबयसून येयल्या, थोडे स्विडनसून येयल्या, थोडे गोंयासून येयल्या. सो आमी मागता जॉना कडेन, ही इज लायक द बीकन ऑफ लायट फॉर ऑल गोवन्स हू हॅव ट्रॅव्हल्ड फॉर द वर्ल्ड कप टू कटार.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you, Jesse.
आणि कशें दिसलें मेसीचो गोल चोवन?
मेसीचो गोल पळोवन आमकां सारकें इतली उमेद येयली. आमी सगळे बोवाड मारले, सगळ्यांनी आमचो तावो पासून बसलो बोवाड मारून, इतली आमकां उमेद येयली.
पयशे भरले.
Today I am with Abil and Sandesh. They have come all the way from India, Goa, and they will be cheering for Portugal.
Yes.
I found them with the Portugal jersey and they were shopping here at the Lulu hypermarket. And they have already been to 1 or 2 matches, and tonight they will be going to the Portugal and Uruguay match. So how has been the experience watching the World Cup? I believe this is the first World Cup.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
It's been a wonderful experience. It's been better than what we expected. You know, it's a dream come true, and so we got to see France and Denmark and then Germany and Spain. But we are most excited about tonight's match. We get to see Ronaldo, and we hope that Portugal wins.
We have specially come for this match. You know,
Okay.
So we want to see Ronaldo play. So yeah.
So you
hoping
have
they win
been
today.
Ronaldo fans, eh?
Yeah, big Ronaldo fans.
And what you do for your living? What's your profession?
We are into IT.
Okay.
Yeah.
IT engineers.
IT. You passed out from the Goa Engineering College?
Goa
or-
Engineering College, yes.
Your full names?
I'm Sandesh Prabhu.
I'm Abin Balur.
Cup in Qatar is not just about football fans. It is like a reunion of the families. And today I am with me, Dr. Rufino Montero, the renowned cardiologist from Goa. He's here in Qatar for the World Cup. And joining with him is his journalist brother and his wife. They are come from Australia. So, Doctor, how you feel watching the matches here in Qatar?
A great atmosphere, very lovely atmosphere that we'll never be able to otherwise garner. Besides minor hiccups, I think the country has done very good, and the hosting of the World Cup will definitely raise the standard of the country, and I hope that we get many more good football matches to watch.
And Carlos?
Amazing experience, really worth it. Something we will remember forever.
And I meeting Lennon after maybe 16, 17 years. I met him last in Kochi when Goa won the Santosh Trophy.
Yes.
And how?
Long time.
So this is your first World Cup?
This is my first World Cup and definitely not my last.
And so Manoj is there. For you also the first World Cup?
This is my first World Cup and I am witnessing the most electrifying sports in this world, I should say. It's an electrifying atmosphere here.
And we have John, who has been here in Qatar for the last 37 years. He has watched 4 matches in a day. One.
Yes, that was it was not a vision, it was not a plan, it just happened. It struck me what to do, and it was doable in Qatar because of the proximity of the stadiums, about 20-25 kilometer radius, all the stadiums, and I know the land, I know the stadiums, I know the roads. It was I sent a message to my friend that it's an attempt, and at the end of the day it was successful.
And madam, you have been to the Olympics, you have been to
Commonwealth Games,
okay.
other World Cups.
And you are also a journalist.
Yes.
So
It's very well organized and it's a different atmosphere to South Africa. I went for the World Cup there. But the games have been fantastic. The quality of football, the standards of football has been amazing.
वर्ल्ड कपाच्या ह्या टुर्नामेंटान ह्या सुमारान पुर्तुगाल आनी उरुग्वे मेवले. आमचो खास इश्ट गोंयचो फुटबॉलाचो कोच पीटर वालेस हे गेमीक आसलोलो आनी आमकां सांगता.
पयले सुवाते बाब फ्रँकी गांव चड उपकारी कित्याक आमची गोंयची भास आख्या संवसाराक पावयत म्हूण. तशेंच आमगे न्यूज दिता म्हूण जायते कोणाक गोंयकारां समजाय ताका समजोवपाक. आनी जशें फ्रँकी आमची गोंयची भास सदां कोंकणीन सगळ्या पावोवची आनी तुका जाय ते पेशें देवान बरो तुका आवक दिवचो. पयली सुवातेरी मुगे दुसरी मॅच पयली घाना आनी कोरिया खेळ्ळा ती पळोवपाक चोयन हांव दुसरी मॅच चोवपा येयलो हिंगा आतां. ती 4 आहलोली आनी आतां 10 आहलोली आनी एकदम बरी जाली मॅच. तितून व्हडली जावना बट खेळ्ळें. रोनाल्डो मातशें ऑफ कलर आहलो आयज. एक फेक दिलो तेणी फकत 2 शॉट मारले. हेंगे घरांक कोणाले गोलांत आमगेले पुराय येयल्या. एक पेनल्टी जाल्लो आनी एक गोल क्रॉस जाल्लो आनी कांय ना. पयली सुवाते गोली एकदम बरो खेळलो हेंगेलो आमगेलो पुर्तुगालाचो बॅक आनी अशें ते हेडो जाल्यार म्हाका दिसता तेंगे ओन बॅच स्ट्रेंथ बरो आहा. रोनाल्डो काण देखून तेणें आनी एक गोल मारलो. हांव विश कोत्ता आमगे पुर्तुगाला ते फुडें ते मुखार पावपा. चड आनी चड देव बरें करूं फ्रँकी बाब आनी अशेंय तूं आमचे गोंयचें नांव वयर काडूं.
तर आयकुप्यानो ह्यो जावन आसल्यो आमच्यो कोंकणींतल्यान खबरो सुसेगाद दनपार मेलबर्न ऑस्ट्रेलियासून. मेळुया दुसऱ्या सोमानात ते मेरेन मोग आसुंदी.